Hello there, everyone. This is Charlie from Jackson County, West Virginia, and I'd like to talk to you today about a little something here that it's kind of interesting to us, Janet and I. And Janet is my little camera lady today. Hi, darling.
Hello.
And it's when you something historical in your life where you've lived through and everything, sometimes you like to reminisce a little bit, and that's exactly what I want to do, just reminisce a little bit about something here that we find interesting. And I know most of you out there have little things that you like to think about that happened in the past and kind of relive them in your mind a little bit the best you can, especially if they happened a long time ago, like 53 years ago. And so what I want to talk to you about is sitting right here on the table, right in front of us right here, this little radio right here. This is a nice little radio, and we've had it sitting in our living room on one of the shelves in there. We have shelves where we have all kinds of things on, whatnots and photo albums, everything. And I have a collection of transistor radios. I like transistor radios. They take me back to 1950s and 60s when I grew up. And I just love transistor radios. I love them. They have a nostalgic value to them as far as I'm concerned. I just like them because they run on batteries. You don't have to plug them in anything. But there's one of the first kinds that ever came out, transistor radios. Now, this one is one that I purchased someplace back probably around 1970, and probably played it. I say probably because it's hard to remember every single second or minute and second of the day back then. But probably listened to a lot of AM, FM channels, mostly AM, I figure, back in 69 and 70. There wasn't very many nice FM stereo channels around on radio, broadcast radio. So probably just listened to normal channels we had back then, nothing fancy. And I came in one time, I was in the Navy. I went into service November of 1969, and my very first duty station was down in Puerto Rico in the Caribbean, a little Navy base called Isabella Naval Radio Station, Isabella, Puerto Rico. And it was right beside a little town called Isabella. So they named it the Navy radio station after the town, Isabella Naval Radio Station. And U.S. Navy transmitter station. We were a transmitter station. And so we broadcasted to submarines and surface ships in the fleet. So anyway, now while I was stationed down there, I took as long about 1971, October of 1971. I had a leave or furlough, whatever you want to call it, just vacation. In the Navy, we called it taken leave, or a lot of people call it furlough. I took a couple of weeks off and came home back to Charleston, West Virginia, and where I lived at then. And while I was in, first off, there was a couple radio stations in San Juan, Puerto Rico. I flew into the airport there at San Juan. That's how everybody gets in and out of that island. So I thought I would take me back a little entertainment. Didn't have any TV, no radio or anything down there to listen to. And so I had this at the house, at my mom and stepfather's house down there. little radio here. It's an old Arvin, but it's a nice little radio. Real perfect condition. Real beautiful little radio. Runs on batteries. As you can see, I've got 4 brand new batteries right here. Just picked them up today. This radio hasn't been played for no telling how many decades. A long time. Like, I don't know how many. Probably may have been 30 or 40, 50 years, but it hasn't been played. It's just been sitting on the shelf. Drawed a little bit of dust, but we just dust my collection off every now and then. And just picked these up today down at the store in Ripley. And well, first off, what I did, there is a couple radio stations on the island that you can pick up. Most of them talk, they speak in Spanish down in Puerto Rico. And a lot of your radio stations were broadcasted in Spanish. So it was tough finding one that you could find an English speaking channel. And of course the Puerto Ricans, that's their language, native tongue. And but I was able to pick up, I think there was one called AFRTS, Armed Forces Radio and Television Service, and they broadcasted in English language and played music and everything for the military people down there, Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps. And so I thought I'd take this back and try my luck at tuning into one of them. I got lucky and I was able to do that. Now, what I want to do, this has just been sitting around, and I wanted to put some batteries in it and see if it still works. This is the most important part about this little radio right here. Not that I took it back to Puerto Rico with me, because I thought it was really a great idea. And why, if you had one of these, why, you was on top of the world back then. This was a pretty fancy little piece of equipment. Janet, my little camera lady and my sweetheart wife for 50 some odd years now, no, maybe not that long, 50, 45. We got married in July of 1978. Ever how long that is if you got a calculator. But nevertheless, in 1978 is when we got married, July of 1978. So she was looking through our photo albums the other day and found this beautiful little picture right here. I want you to take a look at that right there. It's faded out some through the years, and that's me and Janet right there. And I was fixing to fly back to Puerto Rico. And look in my hand, if she can zoom that camera in a little bit closer there. Look in my hand what you see. You see this radio. This old-timey radio here. Yeah, it's right there. And that's Janet. I'm going to point to us. That's me right there in my navy blues. And that's Janet right behind me there. Poor little thing. She was so sad. She was tearing up. And we were madly in love with each other. And
yes, we were. We'd only known each other about 2 weeks.
Okay, so it would.
We met on his furlough.
When I was in on leave. We met in a church service on a Sunday night, and I drove up to the church in a 51 Chrysler Imperial with a bad muffler on it. It woke everybody up in the church. Anyway, that was kind of a little throw in there. But it really did have a loud muffler, and it was an old car, but boy, that thing run good. And 51 Chrysler Imperial. Anyway, that's how we met in church, and from then on, it's just been magical all the way. But there's little Janet, 17 years old then, and me, I'm about 23 years old. So just a couple young kids, you might as well say. And
now let's see if that radio works.
Okay, the feature attraction here. We're going to test this thing, this old-timey radio, and see if it still works, okay?
See if it's still in as good a shape as we are.
I'm going to put batteries in. Fresh set of batteries, brand new ones. Keep your fingers crossed. This has not been played I just now opened these batteries up out of the package and see how clean it is inside and everything. Hasn't had anything put in for a long, long time. Took good care of this little radio. Let me see if I can get them in the right direction now. Let me see here. I'm going to put them in here best I can right here. By the way, this radio was made before alkaline batteries were ever invented. We just had the old zinc carbon batteries back then. I hope it don't care what kind of batteries is in it. But anyway, it shouldn't matter. They got the same voltage. Let's see if I can get that in. Boy, that's a snug fit. Let me see here. I guess the springs are real tight in here still yet. From the old days. Let's see if I can get that. I gotta push this spring down right here. Excuse me for fumbling around, but I'm not used to changing batteries in old transistor radios. Is that gonna fit? Oh my goodness. Wait a minute.
You want me to take a little break while you see if you can get them to work?
Oh, I'm just trying to get it to fit in here. Hold on now. Hold on. They're supposed to be the same size. Wait a minute. Let me try that right there. Try this side. They're the same size. They're C batteries. But let me try here. I think I'm just. I know what I need to do. Wait a minute. I haven't put them in here for so long. It's just I'm trying to get used to put them in these old. There we go. What it amounts to, folks, is you have to put the front one in first and this back one in second. Because there's a little cup in there that the pointy end of these have to fit in.
Okay, now put the other two in. I'm anxious to see if this is going to work.
Me too. Is it turned off or on, by the way?
I don't know.
Where's the on-off switch at?
It don't matter.
Is it on the side? Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's in the off position right now. So let's see what happens when I turn on the power here. And when I get this battery in there. See if this thing. There we go. Now, keep your fingers crossed, everybody. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Now, there's only one radio station probably close enough for me to pick up. Unless this baby works a lot better than I think it will. About 2.5, 3 miles down the road. It's WCEF-FM 98.3. It's called The Bull. C98.3, The Bull. It's a FM country and western radio station. Now I'm going to pull the antenna up. FM antenna. It's a FM station, everybody. So this is a FM antenna right here. So here we go. Let's pull this up. Make sure you're all the way up. Like that. Whew. Well, they made them tall antennas on back then, didn't they? Mercy. Okay, now, you ready? I'm going to get this close to the frequency here. Let me see. It's on FM. I got it on FM right here.
Okay.
I'm going to go C98. That puts you back here about, right, 98.3 is about right there. About right there. Ready? As we used to say in the Navy, let the sparks fly. See if this boat will float. Okay, here we go.
Got it turned up all the way?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I'm doing something wrong. Let's see here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not so sure this is going to work. Let's see. Let me double check my batteries. Let me double check them here. Make sure I've got them in exactly right. Oh, a minute. That goes there. Let me see. Make sure they're in there right. I'll take them. Let me lift one out here and make sure about this. Okay, minus and plus. Okay. Minus down this way, plus up that way. Okay. Oops. Did that again, didn't I? Put that in there. Let me see. Make sure about this. Well, lift that now, yeah.
I think minus, minus, plus, plus, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we got.
This way and this way.
Let me see here. Hold on. That right there. This over here. Okay. That one right there. Whoops. And put this over here. Well, well, I don't know what's going on here, but it.
I think I'll put it on pause while you troubleshoot it. How about that?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, we are back. I got to fiddle around a little bit, troubleshooting and everything. I really didn't do much, just took the batteries out and put them back in. Maybe they wasn't making good contact or something. I don't know, maybe a little bit of dust or something on contact. But amazingly, we just been going a couple minutes. I turned it on and I was tuning the channels on this little radio and it started playing. So I've got it on C98.3 FM down here at Ripley Fairplain. It's a country and western station. Now listen to this.
You get a lot of channels, don't you? Yeah.
So this amazing little radio, I'm going to turn this down so you can hear me. This amazing little radio, back in them days when they made these things could tune into a lot of channels. They were really built good. So now I'm going to tune in, just watch this, as I go up and down the dial. Right here, down right here. And I tune this.
Wonderful. Checkmate, the greatest place in the world. Method fetching Mrs. Hewitt there.
I have no idea, folks, where that's coming from.
President Nixon shattered my dreams and hopes and said, we're moving back.
Well, just look at how many channels this thing picks up. It's on FM, by the way, FM band. They're all over the place. It's picking them up out of state, probably, since we live in Ripley, it's close to Ohio. The Ohio River, probably in Ohio someplace. In Charleston, maybe Charleston, about 30 miles away.
In law school, clerked on the D.C. Court.
Look here. How much stuff this can pick up. I'd say that's a long ways off.
Thank you, Bill. Oh my. He's choosing not to do certain jobs. Yeah. And work full time. Yeah. And I don't know what.
So anyway, amazing how much you can pick up with those old-timey radios. Wouldn't you agree? And we're going to close now. We're going to close now. Leave you with this little country song, country and western song. I'll pick up a few little bits and pieces of nostalgia. You know, look through your old photo albums and your old collectibles and see what you can come up with. Just to reminisce a little bit about things that happened in the past. It brings back old memories, happy times, and anyway, we'll go for now and leave you with this, you know, just this little video here. And I wanted to share this with you. How this little radio, I chose to take it back with me to my Navy base in Puerto Rico in 1971, October 1971, and it performed nicely down there for me and gave me a little entertainment in my barracks room. So anyway, thank you for listening. Hope it didn't bore you too bad, but just wanted to mention these few little special minutes to you. And so until next time, everybody just stay safe. And Charlie from Jackson County, West Virginia. See you next time. Bye-bye.